Hey guys and girls, it's Team Massive Joe's sponsored athlete Asha. I'm here with Keeping Up with Asha, a fitness model's journal, season 7, episode number 5. So let's recap a little bit about what's been happening lately. So obviously training, dieting and cardio has all begun to the full extreme. So I am deep into everything now. So in terms of training, I've still been lifting really heavy. I've been focusing more so on leg days more than upper body days. So upper body days I've just kind of been cruising through, not really trying to push heaps of numbers, just trying to condition and work on some minor flaws that I have. But with my leg days, I've been doing like 4 leg days a week. So my split at the moment is hamstrings and glutes, shoulders, quads, glutes, back, full leg, and then on Sundays, if I don't train during the week one day, then I'll push everything back. But I've been training most Sundays at the moment. So the last couple of weeks I've been training 7 days a week if I can, if work allows me to. And then on that 7th day, then I kind of just hit another glute, calves, and whatever else I need to hit. So yeah, it's been really full on. Body is absolutely destroyed 90% of the time. So I've just been making sure that I keep on top of all my massages with Jake, of course. Obviously without that, you know, I don't know where I'd be, probably in a pile somewhere. But in terms of training and my leg days, you know, I've just been trying to push my quads and push my hamstrings, because obviously the last 2 years I've kind of been trying to downsize them. So I'm pushing everything to the next level with that, just trying to grow as much as I can. And obviously trying to keep condition as well. So in terms of diet, I started my diet at 3,500 calories. Yep, it's a lot of food. And obviously I started that 2 weeks ago, so 3,500 calories 2 weeks ago. I wasn't feeling the best on that, so I dropped the calories down quite a bit to 3,000, and then we've just kind of been cruising on through there. And it still feels like a lot of food. But with the training intensity that I'm doing at the moment, you know, I'm burning just as much in my workouts. So yeah, I'm really utilizing everything. And obviously with the increase of calories, I only put on about 1 kilo, but kind of balanced it back out again. Not too stressed about the weight, because obviously I'm trying to grow at the same time at the start of prep. So I've just been really focusing on my measurements to make sure, you know, my waist isn't growing and the areas I want to grow are all growing, which has been absolutely spot on. So everything's, my waist is obviously maintained, because that's obviously my biggest thing, because I naturally have a thick waist. So as soon as I start lifting heavy, I tend to expand in that area. So my main focus this time is just to really focus on putting all my effort into making sure that doesn't happen this time, like it did last time. So in terms of that, you know, my measurements are pretty much spot on. Everything's growing in the right places. My quads are growing, as everyone can probably see from my progress photos that I've been posting lately on my Instagram account. So I'm really happy with my progress, and I'm going to try and do those little video clips that I do on Instagram every week now, just so you guys can kind of watch my progress throughout this whole prep that I'm doing, and just see how the body changes and how it reacts to a different style of training. You know, it's interesting for you guys, just as interesting it is for me to see what I can do and how far I can push my body. So yeah, in terms of training, that's kind of where that's been at. Cardio, I started some cardio. Obviously when my calories increased, I just put in some walks. So I started off with 3 morning walks, and then last week I added in 2 10-minute Stairmasters, and this week I'm still doing the 3 walks, and I've just increased my Stairmasters to 15 minutes. So not a lot of cardio. at all, considering in my off season I pretty much walk every day anyway, so just adding that little bit of Stairmaster in just to burn a little bit more. But other than that, been pretty good. Lots of wedding planning happening at the moment, so I think we're currently 11 weeks away, possibly 11 weeks. So that's creeping up really, really fast. So just kind of organising all the nitty-gritty stuff at the moment. All the big stuff has been done. We kind of well and truly did that a long time ago, hence why we started planning it a year ago, just so we didn't have to have a lot on our plate this time of the year, because obviously this is our huge part of our season. So yeah, that's kind of why we did that. So just all the fun stuff, all the dress fittings, and yeah, it's really good. Everything's cruising along quite nicely. What else can I tell you? So in terms of supplements, so everyone's kind of been tracking me on Snapchat lately and have realized that my supplement stacks have grown to the extreme. Obviously, like I said, I'm trying to push everything to the next level. So adding all my supplements back in is that next level that I've gone to. So obviously for the last 2 years, I haven't really taken anything in terms of supplements besides my fat burning supplements and my estrogen blockers, which are still in my stack. So obviously my estrogen blockers, which is my Core Hard. My fat burner at the moment is Core Burn, as well as Carni Shred, and my health stack, which is on massivejos.com. So I'm taking all those supplements, which is your nectar, your greens, your vitamin C. I'm taking maca powder, which I'm putting in that shake as well. My multivitamins, my fish oils. I'm taking creatine now, so creatine HCl. I'm taking HMB. I'm taking laxogenin, which is new to me this week. I'm taking overtraining solution, which is a protein peptide. BCAAs, protein. It's just so many supplements at the moment. I can barely keep up with it. I need a book just to keep up with what supplements I'm taking at the moment, as well as all my thyroid medication and stuff that I have to take as well. So in saying that, I had a checkup with the doctor again, and that's all cruising through nicely. And I just had blood tests a couple of days ago, so fingers crossed that we're still on a level playing field. So I've had a lot of questions in regards to that, because obviously I Snapchat when I get my bloods done. I'm quite open about it. I don't hide anything from you guys. So in terms of like my thyroid condition, it's a genetic thing, but unfortunately with the preps and obviously the dieting and everything, it kind of brought what was probably going to happen when I was older out when I was 24, 25. So in terms of my thyroid condition, I don't have a thyroid that functions on its own, so I have to medicate that on a daily basis just to keep it running. So yeah, it's just a matter, like during prep, obviously the medication can go so up and down that I need to keep it monitored throughout. So I tend to do that every 3 to 4 weeks. I get my bloods done and then I go see my GP, and we work out sort of what we need to do with the levels. The levels can change literally on a daily level. So if I could get it tested every day, I would, just to make myself feel okay. Because obviously levels bounce in and out dramatically. So yeah, getting it tested every 4 weeks is something that I like to do, especially when I'm in this sort of this stage of my life where I'm dieting in and out and the training's really intense and hormones can play a big part in what I do. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening with that at the moment. But the last 3 times my thyroid's been perfect, so it's a huge relief to have that. And it even started producing on its own at one point. So I'm hoping this next time is the same scenario, and eventually, yeah, it will all be good. So yeah, that's kind of I've had a few questions about that lately, about why I keep getting blood tests done. So that's kind of why I do that. And if you have any questions, just Facebook me or Instagram me, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. It's been a struggle in my family for, since I can remember. So my mum's kind of struggled with it throughout her life. So and hers just kind of was a different level because of they didn't have the sort of medications and the knowledge behind them back when she was diagnosed with it. So yeah, it's been a very traumatic thing in our family, so it's very close to my heart. So if you have any questions, then please let me know, because you know, it's such a common thing out there at the moment, especially with all the comp preps, and you know, the competing is such a big thing now. So it is quite a common thing that can happen. So just, yeah, hit me up. So we've got a workout for you today. So I did a back workout. So like I said, with my back workouts, where, you know, I'm not trying to hit heavy numbers. I'm, you know, not doing any sort of like rack pulls or anything like that. So it's just more so conditioning, and but I'll talk to you about that throughout the workout. And yeah, let's get to that. So we started off this workout obviously with some warm-up exercises, which I have to do pretty much every day, as Jake tells me to, which I try to, I promise Jake. So we started off with just rotator cuffs. So rotator cuffs is something that you should warm up pretty much with any sort of upper body workout that you do. So with the rotator cuffs, there's two main exercises that we do. So from the side and from the top, and just really focusing on slow contracted movements, nothing too fast, just to really warm up those rotator cuffs. The next exercise that I do is broomstick stretches. So with the broomstick, just stretching them over my head. Again, this helps warm up my rotator cuffs and also my back muscles and my shoulder muscles. Just because I've got a bit of a dodgy shoulder, which I've had for a really long time, so it's just really important that I make sure I warm up and stretch every day. So we started off my back workout with lat pull downs. So with the lat pull downs, I do 5 sets of this, so 5 working sets and 1 warm-up set, so 6 sets in total. Lat pull downs is something that I really like to focus on. I generally like to push quite heavy with this one, but obviously I'm not maxing out. I still like to get about 10 reps each set. So with the lat pull down in particular, I like to do a full stretch at the top, really focusing on trying to contract my lower lat on the way down. The bar should only go to about your chin, so anything below you're not contracting lats. And just making sure when you're at the top and you bring the lat pull down, just making sure you really focus on squeezing that lat down. Contract and squeeze every rep. And there I am listening to Notorious. He is my favorite. So with the next exercise, we've got machine rows. So I'm doing this single armed and I'm doing it standing. So with this exercise is from Nathan Williamson's. This is his exercise that he taught me when I was back down in Melbourne last. So with this exercise, it's really focusing on the lower lat. So you can definitely see the lower lat activating when the camera goes around the other side. So it's more so focusing on full stretch, and the movement all comes from twisting the hip. So twist the hip the opposite direction the arm's going, and then squeeze the lower lat in. So this is a really great exercise, and I am using my Team Massive Joe's lifting straps because my forearms are shit. So as you can see again, so with the other side, just really focusing on twisting the lower half of the body in the opposite direction the lat's going, and then squeezing it both in on the way up. And you can really see the lower lat trying to activate there. I have shit lower lats, so my back workouts I've been really trying to focus on the lower lats more than anything, as well as my rhomboids are pretty shit as well, so I've been really focusing on that as well. So with this exercise, I aim to do 15 to 10 reps. I don't really set rep ranges for upper body. I kind of just go how I feel, and then I obviously go to failure. So again, I'm not trying to pull heavy weight. I think I had 20 kilos on this, so it's not heavy at all. So it's more so just on focusing, trying to activate the muscles that I really need to work on. So moving on to the next exercise. So I'm using the cable pulley on a low setting. Again, the weight's not very high at all. And just using a handle And again, same sort of exercise, except from I'm pulling downwards instead of pulling straight. So really focusing on twisting the glutes in the opposite direction the lat is going, and then squeezing it up the top. Again, with the rep ranges for pretty much this whole workout, I was aiming for 15 to 10 reps. On the last working set, I would generally drop the weight down. This exercise really looks like a lawnmower, so it kind of looks like you're starting a lawnmower. That's a good way to remember it. But again, like I said, just really focusing on squeezing the muscles rather than just throwing the weight around, just really focus on squeezing. So every rep at the top, squeeze and then releasing down slow. So focus on squeezing and then releasing out slow. With the next exercise, I supersetted this exercise. So I supersetted it with rope pull downs. So again, I like to do this one with a flat back and just really focusing on full stretching at the top, so full stretch at the top, and then squeezing the lats down, really trying to focus on activating my lower lats as well as my lats, and really trying not to focus on the lower back at all, because I'm trying not to grow my waist. So trying to deactivate the lower back as much as possible is the aim, the goal. So I drop setted this one and then just pushed myself to failure and just did a few pulse reps at the end there. And with the next exercise, so I did machine rows and I did this under grip. So with this one, I was really trying to focus on my rhomboids in particular. So the weight is quite light again, so it was only like 26 or something kilos, so not heavy at all. Just so the main focus here is the rhomboids, so squeezing the rhomboids in and then slow release out. You contract the lower back here, of course. There's no way around this. There's pretty much no way around contracting the lower back with any of your exercises, but trying to take it out as much as possible is the aim. And just really focusing on the squeeze here. So I'm not doing a full stretch like I would in the single arm. So it's keeping the tension on and just really focusing on squeezing the rhomboids back. And I supersetted this one with chin-ups. So chin-ups, I'm using these assisted because at this point in time at the workout, I cannot lift my own body weight. So assisted chin-ups and just really focusing on full stretching down and then squeezing up. So with this one, obviously contracting the lower back up. Again, chin-ups. With chin-ups, you're pretty much using every part of your back muscles. So with chin-ups, I like to contract my lower back just to try and get some condition in my Christmas tree, which you can see is kind of coming through. So watching this video back, I didn't realize I had that at the moment, so that was really good to see. And again, just really focusing on contracting and squeezing. And I failed with these chin-ups, and I'm pretty sure the weight was like really heavy. So this is a bit ridiculous. But with the failure, I'd like to just push my foot up. So these are kind of like reverse chin-ups, push the weight up and then control the weight down. And that was my workout. So I hope you all enjoyed my back workout. Like I said, I wasn't really focusing on weight, just movements. So particular movements in areas that I am lacking and that are shit. And yeah, kind of focusing on that. So I know you have all been waiting for me to release what I've been doing, but you have to stay tuned for the next video. And I promise it will be next week. But in terms of progress at the moment, I've also been doing cryotherapy, which a few people have inboxed me about. So I did that for my Hong Kong prep, and that was like the leanest I had ever been. And that was pretty much the only thing that I had done differently. So I didn't do cryotherapy for Arnold's and I didn't do it for Nationals. I only did it for Hong Kong, and that was like the leanest I had ever been. So I've started cryotherapy again for this prep. Obviously the training intensity is through the roof at the moment, so cryotherapy is definitely helping with my muscle recovery, as well as shocking the metabolism. I'm actually going there after this. So cryotherapy is another thing that I've been doing, and for the first time, over the 23 preps competitions I have done, I am getting body scans done. So I'm getting body scans done by Smart Analysis, which is also run out of the cryotherapy building on Hutt Street. So I'm tracking my body scans every 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, I did it at the start of prep, and obviously through that muscle building phase, the goal was to keep the body fat down, but obviously increase the muscle mass. So within that, I think it was 4 weeks, I did 900 grams up in muscle mass and maintained my body fat, which is perfect. I had a slight weight increase, but the fact that I was building muscle kept the body fat down, and yeah, had a weight increase. You know, there's nothing to stress about. You know, I don't really pay attention to the weight that's on the scales. I'm just more so focusing on the weight that's, you know, the weight that I can see and my measurements. But other than that, yeah, let's chat next time. And I would really like to get some questions from you guys, because the next video will just be a Q&A, as well as just an introduction to a few things. So yeah, just make sure you comment below on this video with any questions, and if there's anything that you want me to talk about in terms of the next video, because it will just be a Q&A. But I will talk to you then. So you know what to do. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the MassiveJoes.com YouTube videos, as well as all the Keeping Up with Asha YouTube videos as well. We've got a big season coming ahead of us, as well as the wedding and everything. So it's going to be an amazing journey for all of us to be involved with. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment to get involved and stay involved. So you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com.